Hello, you reached Manesh Patel from the EIA Grappo Group. This is January 15th, 2011. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the currency market. This is our normal disclaimer. This is for education use only. We're not soliciting you to buy or sell anything at all out there. All charts you're going to see are basically from Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade, TradeStation, or FreeStockCharts.com from Warden Brothers. Here are my contact details here, mpatel@eiicapital.com. You can access any of our free resources from videos to Facebook to Twitter to heat map and scanners here at ichimokutrade.com. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and look at our heat map. Instead of looking at the heat map here on the currency side, what we're going to do is we got a email module now that goes out that gives you 2 time frame buy and sell opportunities. So that kind of gives you an idea of all the opportunities there. Now each row represents a 2 time frame buy and sell opportunity. Okay, so if you look here and if you find it in 2 separate rows, then it indicates that possibly it's going to be a 3 or a 4 time frame opportunity. Okay, now remember I said each row represents 2 time frames. So if you look at pound CAD, this is a 30-minute, right? It shows you 30-minute, but that's your trading time frame. It is also looking at a higher time frame too. We're not stating the higher time frames here, but it is. So this is a 2 time frame opportunity for just that row. If you see it in 2 separate rows, that gives you has the ability to do a 3 or 4 time frame opportunity. Okay, so if you look here, the USSEK is a 3 to 4 time frame opportunity here for the bullish side. And then over here on the bearish side, you got CAD yen on 2 sides. Okay, so that shows you that basically CAD yen is an opportunity for a 2 time frame buy or sell scenario here too. Okay, so we're going to look at those in just a minute, but let's go through and start looking at all our currency pairs. Remember, on the left hand side, you've basically got a daily time frame. On the right hand side, we basically got a weekly time frame. Okay, so we're going to look at the US SEK and CAD yen in a minute, but we want to cycle through all these currencies and see what's going on first. Australian CAD, if you look at it last week, we talked about it. If it's to sit there and break this resistance level, which it did, it's still got all these minor resistance levels and going up to the top of the range on the weekly time frame over here. Okay, so this is slowly trickling up. It looks like it's trying to get to its resistance level here on the weekly time frame, which is the top of the consolidation range at 1.0625. If you look at the support levels, it's basically going to be 1.0336. Okay, Australian Switzy trending on both time frames. It is around a major resistance now on the weekly time frame here, so just watch out. It's overextended too, and you can see it's slowly been going up with time, but it does have a potential of going up a little more. Believe it or not, it could sit there, come up to this level here and this level here, but this is a slow moving currency where it's trying to get back to par against the Australian currency. Okay. Australian, well, let's shift to over here. Sorry, that was Australian. Let's go to Australian yen. If you look at Australian yen, it looks like it's trying to break out here by breaking these resistance levels here and then maybe retest this high. But if you look at the weekly time frame, it's not really doing anything at all. So it's going to be limited profits here where it's going to sit there, go to different resistance levels here, and those are the resistance levels that we mapped out there. Support level you have is basically going to be 78.92. Okay, but it's going to be limited profit because the weekly is not timed with the daily. Australian CAD, same scenario as Australian yen. The weekly is really not doing anything at all. It's just consolidating. The resistance level here is 1.388, and support level is going to be 1.0123 basically. If it breaks that, then it could retest this pivot high here at 7038. Okay. Remember, you got limited profit when it does those things. So typically, if you're looking at the daily time frame, you could expect anywhere from 3 to about 500 pips, and assuming that your daily and weeklies are synced together. If the weekly is not synced, then you're not going to get your 300 pips. It's going to be lower. So you could expect anywhere from about 1 to about 200 pips, roughly an average. CAD yen really slowly trickling up. It's at a major resistance level right now. Support's going to be basically at 91.95. CAD yen, remember this was on a 2 time frame opportunity here on our email. Remember, those are opportunities. So what they have to do is on the bearish side, you have to look at the last support, which is this pivot low, minus a couple of points, that's your entry, and that's basically where you get in. Okay, so this is setting up for being bearish. It's still bearish here on the weekly time frame. If you get a push on the daily time frame, it's going to sit there, enter here. You'll come all the way here, and there's a high possibility of breaking that level too to keep on going down to possibly sit there and retest here at 73.25 or even here at 72.05. So this has a possibility of starting a trend, but it's not quite ready there. This is why this was an opportunity on the email, not an order entry. Okay, Switzy yen slowly trickling down, different levels it could get to. It could sit there. Next level is 78.09. Resistance level is 82.32. Euro Australian, if you look at it, it's been going down, 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 down. It is overextended, you could see from up here for both time frames. So it's just slowly trickling downwards, but it's overextended. So watch out. Don't try to get in front of it to try to predict which way it's going to go back up, where it's going to stop and go up. Over here, it is overextended here. It looks like it's trying to come down here to this pivot low here at 1.2823. Resistance level is going to be 33.09. Euro Switzy slowly going downwards too. You got a support level at 1.1800. Resistance level is going to be 1.2232. I would kind of stay away from this one, the Euro Switzy. I don't like it considering they also pegged it too. This is starting a trend downwards. You could see it actually broke the support level here last week, the week before, went below it, came back there and kind of held right there at that old support, which is now the resistance level. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. If this thing has a potential to keep on going down, if it does, the next resistance support level is going to be 81.81, which is not too far away. Resistance level is going to be 84.43. Euro yen is slowly trickling downwards. It's overextended now on the daily time frame and slowly getting there on the weekly too. But this just keeps on going down. You can see euro is pretty much weak against every currency out there. Euro USD going down. It's at a major support level right now. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens there, but everyone's been talking about this one, but we're going to move on. Pound last week got crushed. As you could see, it started a trend here on a daily time frame. It's at a major support level now at 1.4802. So you could see that this may be the end of life for that one. But if it does break that, it could sit there and really, really go lower from that point on. Pound CAD, if you look at it, nothing really going on the weekly time frame. It's just consolidating. It's slowly starting to start a trend on the daily, but not quite there yet. Pound Switzy, nothing really going on, just consolidating on on the daily. Weekly is basically slowly going up, but it's at a major resistance level right now. Pound yen, slowly trickling down, but it's at a major support now, just like a lot of the other currencies compared to pound. So it's a critical week for pound to see exactly what's going to happen, because it's at its major weekly supports on a lot of currencies. And look at even pound USD, it's at a major support level there. But the dailies are trending, but the weeklies are now at the major support. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens to pound across the board. New Zealand CAD. If you look at New Zealand CAD, it's trending on the daily time frame. Resistance level now, it's 81.39. Nothing really going on as far as the weekly is concerned. New Zealand Switzy going up, up, up. It's at a resistance level now. Support is going to be basically at 73.32. New Zealand yen, its sentiment is bullish, but hasn't started a trend as far as the daily is concerned, and really nothing going on the weekly time frame except it's consolidating. It retested this bottom of the range. Now it's trying to get to the top of the range again, which could start a midterm trend on the daily time frame. New Zealand USD, same thing, is trying to flirt with starting a trend on the daily time frame. Nothing really going on as far as the weekly is concerned. Resistance level is going to be 81.06. Support level is going to be 77.21. US CAD, really nothing going on here. It's had its opportunities on weekly to break out, just doesn't want to. Slowly consolidating in a tighter fashion. So this thing's going to blow up sooner or later. And you can see that for also on the daily. Nothing really going on there. US Switzy, US is strong with Switzy, just like all the other pairs except Euro and Pound against Switzy. Slowly trickling up, but it basically looks like it's the end of life because it's at a major resistance. US Yen, really nothing going on. It's flirting around with this old support level here at 76.65. Again, the more it flirts around there, the more it's getting weaker and weaker for the bears to follow through. So this thing may just sit there and consolidate for a while, or may try to go bullish, but right now it's at the bottom of the range, so nothing really happening there. And that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Speak to you next week.